Welcome, beautiful people. You are now joining Just Glow podcast. I am your host, Gloria Velez. And I want to I hope everybody had a happy holiday and a happy new year at that. So I took a little bit of a break because of a holiday. And it's really not a new year. A new year really starts in March, the 20th in the spring. But that's another conversation. Today, I have the beautiful, luscious, sexy, smart, ambitious Chrissy Monroe. Yay!
Hi, thank you for
Hello,
having me.
Mama. Oh,
Yes,
I'm
hello.
so grateful for you being on. Such
Thank
a
you.
strong woman. I love that you have an amazing opinion. I watched you on TV, and now we grew a great friendship. So I want to let you guys know that, yeah, I love just who you are and what you stand for.
Thank you.
And let's go into today's topic. Today's topic is about abuse. And abuse can happen in different ways, in verbally, emotionally, physically. And me and Chrissy have actually been through a lot of shit in our life and experience. We want to share that with you guys and things that we've learned from our experience through relationships, through family members, because family members also can be abusive. So I want to start with that. It happens on both sides. Men get abused as well. Because I posted this on my IG, and men were like, "We get abused as well." And I agree. I think women now are more aggressive. I think women now. I'm seeing women burn cars. I'm seeing women actually fight a man like a man, and these men are not hitting back. And I commend them for not hitting back. That takes a man for holding back and not hitting a woman, and she's actually being abusive to you. If that ever happens to any of my brothers or my sons, they're gonna see me for sure. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I don't condone women hitting men at all. I think that it's not appropriate. Once you become violent or verbally abusive, it's a toxic relationship. There shouldn't be no relationship. There's trust issues. If you got to put hands on, you should both walk away. Do you agree, Chrissy?
1,000%. Once it gets to that point, and even before that point, and and I speak. Okay, let me give you a little bit for those who don't know me. My name is Chrissy Monroe. Most people know me from Love and Hip Hop New York season 5. What a lot of people don't know is when I left the show, I got involved with a younger man from Brooklyn who almost beat me to death. He robbed me for almost $10,000 worth of jewelry. I have permanent hearing damage in my left ear. He dislocated my left jaw, cracked rib, broke my front tooth. I have veneers now, thank God. On and on. And when I went to deal with the legal system and I finally got the courage to press charges, they gave him 3 months, which was such a disappointment. And he was already in jail
Right.
on another a robbery charge, and they ran it concurrent with the time that he was in there. So in actuality, he didn't even do 1 minute for what he did to me.
Wow.
That had me so pissed off. I said,
Of
"Wait a minute.
course.
Here I am," and they knew who I was, somebody in the public, and they only gave him 3 months. Imagine the other people who have been victimized, and even and murdered, who have
Stalked,
gotten
murdered. Right.
no justice or a little tiny slap on the wrist because domestic violence is not a felony. So going back to what you're saying about men, I speak about domestic violence throughout this interview. I speak from a woman's point of view because I am a woman. And yes,
Right.
it does happen to men. And unfortunately, most cases where the male is the victim, it goes unreported because there's always been a stigma with men and their
Right.
egos of being laughed at
Exactly.
by other men. Oh, you're a
It,
pussy. Oh,
right.
you're letting your woman. And there's also other forms of abuse. Now, having a child with your man and not letting him see his children, and he's a good man because he doesn't want to be with you, that's also abuse. That's emotional abuse. There's
Yes, it
so
is.
many
I
different
agree.
forms of abuse that men endure that aren't talked about.
But there's
If you're a good,
also men like women like me have been abused and have a child, you know, with the abuser. There's no rights for the woman being abused to protect their child. So let's
exactly.
say I was abused, and which I was protecting my son, and they still gave him rights no matter showing me being up voicemails threatening to kill me, everything, but they still gave him rights to an infant. They still gave him overnight sleep over an infant. I was like mind boggled. Like, how, if a man doesn't have patience for a woman and beats them in an aggressive and their tolerance level is slow or minimal, you think they're gonna have patience for a child? No.
And of course, and a lot of time they will deliberately hurt the child to hurt you.
Yes, majority of the time it happens. And I want to speak to women, that even men too, because I see more now, because a lot of men did hit me up when I said I was going to talk about this topic. And, you know, a lot of them are scarred and with women are fed up, but they're handling it the wrong way. I see a lot of these women say that they're just going to go get the bag and abandon their children. I see that way too much. You know, yeah, if you're been abused, that's fine. Move forward. There's other men out there. You have to heal yourself first. I was single for a long time before I got into any other relation. I had to find myself, make myself happy. You have to get over the situation, forgive yourself for being in that situation. I had to forgive myself and not blame myself, because we stay in too long sometimes. You know what I'm saying? I stood in way too long.
I mean, that's okay. And that's okay, because, you know, there's always that hope, because like we spoke the other day and I explained how I endured a lot of victim blaming and shaming, which was, why didn't you just leave? You're a dumb bitch.
Right.
You should have left when he first called you a name. You're stupid. I had a girlfriend of mine sit down with me at lunch and tell me, you must like getting your ass beat. You must enjoy it because you're still with him. The ignorance. And that made me feel sick in my stomach, because this man was paroled to my house and had really had nowhere else to go. A poor decision I made in the beginning when everything was great and the sex was good. Lovely. And he was Mr. Wonderful. Right. And I, you know, said, sure, you can move in. Not thinking he was going to.
Where did it go left? Like, what were your signs that he showed you in the beginning that you ignored?
Well, it was a gradual progression, and me not knowing and being educated on the signs, I just thought it was a mind fuck. So the first sign was the emotional abuse, which consisted of ignoring me when I knew I did nothing wrong, withholding sex, making me feel unattractive, talking to other women on the phone in front of me, making sure I saw text messages, just the mind games to make me suspicious. And then it's, you're crazy, bitch. You got issues.
Oh my God. I had a few of those.
Those were the initial. And then I'd come home and he'd be on the couch and I'd be like, what's wrong? And he'd ignore me. Just leave me the fuck alone. I don't want to talk. I'm like, did something happen? Is everything okay? Did I do something? Just get out of my face. And I'm like, did I do something? Did I say something? So that
he's testing you, right? He was testing you to see how far he can take it. Yes, and we as women got to have limits, saying, okay, I'm not going to tolerate you talking to me like that. I'm not. And I get to, when you love someone, you end up tolerating way more than you should, you know, and then, you got to know your self-worth, you know.
Oh, my ex called. She wants to get back together with me. Just always trying to triangulation.
The manipulation, right. To say, like, I can go elsewhere. You better love me and let me do what I want to. Yeah, that's control factor. Yes.
And it got to be definitely verbal. The verbal, which was the bitches, the whores, the fat pig, you washed up old bitch, which I endured as a child from my mother. My mother was very abusive. So to me, it was like, whatever. Because
you learned how to,
It was nothing. For me, unfortunately, I had a thick skin. I'm just like, this was normal to me, because I had grown up cursing men out. I had been the abuser. I had been verbally abusive to men. I had pushed guys. I had done all those things in the past out of anger, because I didn't know any other way to deal with my emotions,
your love,
until I almost lost my life and actually took the time to get therapy and educate myself on what was really going on. And now I know different now. Right. You know what I'm saying? And
So that situation made you wake up to see yourself, like, okay, I was abusive. I know that this way of talking in a relationship is not real love. It's not a real relationship. Is that relationship woke you up?
Yeah, but it was that relationship. But I honestly didn't do any of those things to this guy. This guy is just a fucking maniac. Like, He's still out beating up women. A few of them have contacted me, and he's still out. He broke one girl's nose in front of her daughter in Brooklyn. I've had a few girls message me scared to death from fake pages with pictures of their eyes swollen. He told me he hates females. So when people are like, well, what did you do to make him do it? I didn't do nothing.
Right.
I changed the radio station in the car one day and got punched in my nose. My blood squirted all over the whole car. For changing the radio station, I deserve to get punched in my face like a man with a closed fist. So that's called victim blaming. The victim blaming. Why did you deal with it? Well, why was he beating on me is what you should be asking. Why was he, why did he feel like he had to put his hands on females? Why didn't he just fucking leave? So that's what I'm a big advocate against is educating people on stop blaming the victim. Start asking why the perpetrator is doing it.
Well, I mean, for my experience, and I'll talk about my two baby daddies, because everybody knows about them. They both were abusive in different ways. One very mental, psychotic, like you're talking about. He would not talk to me for days, play video games, literally isolate me, talk to women in my house. And a couple days later, like, hey, hon, what's up? Let's go to dinner. I'm like, looking at him like, motherfucker, you didn't talk to me for days. But to not have confrontation, and I'm pregnant, I went along with it. I didn't want to cause any rift between, so I was like, oh, okay. And isolate, did not speak or not, then he'll have mood swings. And I want to say this to a lot of football players and a lot of athletes. When they get injured, they pop a lot of pills because of the pain. Yeah, knee injury, back pain injury, concussions a few times. And they become addicted to these pills. And they're very mood swings, bipolar. And in one hand, I was scared for my life because I thought he was suicidal and maybe he'll burn the house. I wouldn't sleep well. And I didn't trust him with the baby. So when people are like, why did you leave so early or why did you break up? Because I was scared for my life. They don't got to actually put hands. And he tried one time. I was like, dude, you would go to jail. You would get shot. You would die. Like that was not happening again. But I tolerated the verbal and emotional abuse because I wanted it to work. I waited 15 years to have another baby. And I chose the wrong man again. And I was mad at myself, like, fuck again. We put all this pressure on us that we, gotta be a good mom, gotta be a good wife, gotta be good. But I don't care, ladies, if you fucking fuck from a chandelier and you cook great and, you're the best mom. It doesn't matter. The man is going to be fucked up or not if he chooses not right, if he's going to be a good man or not.
I was always threatened if I called the police, if I called his parole officer, I would pay with my life and he would kill me. I got called, you stupid white bitch. I will give you $1.50. I'll cut your face. You'll never model again. I'll make sure you don't make it out of New York alive. Like just everything. Like I was petrified and he was already whooping my ass. So of course he had nothing to lose. So of course I had no problem with believing he would kill me.
Right. Of course, he meant it. He actually meant it.
So, when people say, why didn't you just leave? And then also, there's part of us as women who are nurturers who want to help them. They had a hard life.
Heal. Yes. Oh my God.
Was never around.
Oh, they all do that. They all fucking do that. They all fucking do that.
We're
blame their fucking past why they're where they are now. Listen, we all grew up struggling or some type. I mean, not everybody can be born wealthy, but even the wealthy people have some type of struggle. We all have some type of hurt or feel neglected or betrayed by our family, whatever. We all have some type of fucking hurt. Doesn't mean that it's okay for you to take it out on someone that you love or someone that you care about. That is not fucking okay.
I always ask people who abuse people, did abusing me take any of your childhood? Did it take anything that happened to you in your childhood away? I bet you it didn't. It didn't, did it? No. But and then there's also another reason why we don't leave is because there's always that little bit of hope that they're going to become that person, that Mr. Wonderful that we first met, that they're going to be that guy
again. We hold on to the good times. Yes, we do.
Then, oh my God, what if he becomes that again and he's going to be with the next bitch and treat her like that? And I don't want to be back out here again single and start over by myself. I'm comfortable with him, good or bad. It's fucked up. But we always pray he's going to come back and maybe he'll go to church and maybe he'll go to counseling and become that good guy again. No, he only gets worse.
Yeah.
So,
there's
a lot of reasons.
Yeah, but in my situations, like even my first baby daddy, he would whip my ass, beat me up, and I couldn't go out for days at a time because I was so badly beaten. And when we did, he was amazing. We went at places, he bought me things, he was sweet, he was loving, he was generous, he was kind, he was amazing. And then it's nothing that I ever did to trigger him. If some business happened or a family member irritated him, he would always take it out on me.
Okay.
And it started being a constant thing. And right after we left LA, when the whole death row thing ended, he felt like, I saved your life from someone, I can take it whenever I want it. And I felt that in my heart. At the time, we were living in Jersey with his father, and he became extremely abusive. And I'm still pregnant, right? So now I'm 6 months in, and his brothers were there. A couple of times his brother saved my life and stepped in, and he was just angry out of nowhere and just click. You know what I noticed? Like when people that are that evil to cause that much harm and that much, pain, they look evil. Like he would change. Like I knew when
The
he got
eyes
mad,
go
his whole
black.
face.
Yeah, the
There's
eyes go
something.
dark.
Yeah, some people
Possessed.
don't. Yes, I swear to God, like I would look at him and know, like, oh shit, he's about to flip out of nowhere, literally nowhere. And I was fear, and I never wanted to like hurt him or cause him pain. I just wanted to fix him because he explained all the trauma he went through in his life, his mom, and everything that happened to him. And I felt him, but in the same breath, but you're putting pain on someone that's loving you,
What
and
about me?
you're hurt. Right, exactly. And
Yeah,
how
you're
I got
hurting
out
the
of
one
that
that's trying to help
situation,
you. Mhm.
how I got out of that situation before I gave birth to the baby, his father, he was going on another show, I think Brazil or somewhere, and his father goes, "Oh, don't worry, she can't travel. She's too pregnant." And I got her because he wouldn't leave me out of his sight because he thought I would jet, which I fucking would. And I stood there, and his father goes, "I'm gonna send you home before he kills you." Literally, he
Thank
sent me home, but the
God.
motherfucker followed me to Florida, and that's another situation. I had to fight for custody, and he had some rights to the baby, and he had money then, and I was only 18, and the judge was actually saying, "You're young, just give him the baby. You have your whole life ahead of you." I was like, "No, fuck you." I fought hard for my son.
Give him
And
the baby.
oh my God, I was 18 years old with a little baby, and they let him have overnight stay. Infant, fucking infant. And he had marks on him. And I said, "You know what? I chose this fucking man. I'm going to go back. And I'd rather get abused than my child get abused."
Of course.
So mothers do go back because they've got to protect their child. Now I had a whole different mentality going back. So, I was more quicker, sneakier, more, I was learning to play
But
along. Fucking
it's so
learning.
fucked up that you got to start living in survival mode. Isn't
Yes.
that a fucked up? It's
Yes,
such
because
a
the courts
horrible,
don't give a
fearful
fuck.
place
The
to live. They
courts
do
don't
not
give a
give a fuck. They do not care.
He had run up in
And
my house to try to take the baby because I had a restraining order. I mean, he was stalking me. I had recordings, so many police files, and they didn't give a fuck. They didn't care.
they don't care. It's just paperwork for
No,
them. They
it
don't care.
is. It
And that's
is.
what
And
that's
no, go
what I
ahead.
started this foundation for. It's called Survive to Thrive Global. I started it 5 years ago. It's a 501c3 nonprofit with the intentions of not just sharing my story, but also giving other victims and survivors and families of survivors and victims a platform to come together because people on the outside really don't know what it's like until they've been through it or
Right.
watch someone they really love go through it. It's like having a drug addict in your family. You're standing there watching them get hurt, or and you can't do anything about it because they're not ready to leave yet. They have to
Right.
be ready or have a plan to leave. And
But sometimes I
sometimes
feel like they need to talk it out and feel like they have some type of support.
yes, but
And when I stood,
unfortunately,
a lot of women
I'm
don't
sorry
have
not to cut you
support.
off,
Yeah.
because the first thing about an abuser does is isolate you from your friends and family. They'll tell you,
Yes. Oh
don't
my
trust your
God.
friends.
Yes.
Your friends try to fuck me. Don't trust your best friend.
Yes. That
Your
is
mother don't
so
love you.
fucking true.
They will try
That's
to get
another
you as far
sign.
away. Yeah,
Yes,
that's
let's
a
do the
whole
signs.
nother.
Signs of an abuser.
Yes, isolation.
Isolation, family, friends, just literally anybody, your mother, my brothers, and even my second baby daddy. In the beginning, he was amazing with my older son. Amazing. I mean, went to football practice, everything. And then he started isolating, like, didn't like me hugging my son too much. I was like, yo, you're a fucking weirdo. the fuck is wrong with you? Like, he wanted to totally control me in my own home. And my son, he would be jealous of even the baby. So the control and the jealousy and everything consumes these men. And we do everything to protect our child. No, why would I want you to see the baby? And I know that, your love is for me, not the baby. A lot of these men use their children, not us. No, some women do, but not the ones like us that we get abused and they want total control. And when they say they want to see the baby, it's not really about the baby. It's really about the mother in my situation. Yeah.
The child is
and
a
when
token.
It is. And it's a
child is a
control. Yes,
and it's sad because those children do not deserve that. Like, it's just so messed up. So when I started the foundation, I honestly didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't know how to start a nonprofit foundation, but I knew I had the desire in my heart to help other people not to go through what I went through. And then God just started putting the right people and the right resources in my path.
Amen.
And so far, so good. But on the larger scale of things, the main objective with my organization is to change some of these laws, to toughen these laws against these abusers and these offenders, because a lot of people don't press charges because we know if I call the police, he's going to get out in 3 hours and come fuck me up 10 times worse just for calling the police. So a lot of these things never get reported. And sometimes in a lot of states, they're going to come and lock both of you up and say your 2-year-old is sitting on the couch. Now, if you guys call the police, you're both going to jail because.
And where does the baby go?
He hit you, you hit back. Now the police are taking the baby into state custody.
That's right.
So nobody's calling the police. It's so messed up. So, I'm not a counselor. I don't do one-on-one counseling. I do have groups. I've spoken with schools. I've done events, things like that. My goal is to help on a larger scale with getting to Washington, D.C. with other people who have other organizations to try to get domestic violence made into a felony. So maybe sometimes when a guy thinks about whipping your ass, he's going to say, well, damn, I may not be able to get a job. This is going to be on my permanent record as a felony. Maybe I might think twice about putting my hands on her. Maybe I should just leave the relationship. It could help save lives. Also, a domestic violence national registry like they have for sex offenders is something that needs to be put in place, because how many women are getting attacked and killed on Tinder and on all these sites from these guys? And maybe if you just would have maybe if you just said, hey, dude, send me a picture of your driver's license next to your face. So before we go on our date, and you can Google him and say, oh my God, this guy's a fucking registered woman beater. I'm good. Date's off. It could save a life or an attack.
Amen. That's right.
Certain things. We can't say that's going to help everybody, but there's got to be some changes and things differently done. These laws are antiquated back to the 1930s and 40s when it was a domestic matter between a man and wife. Everybody keeps their mouth shut. Nobody gets involved. Their husband and wife let them work it out.
Exactly.
No, it's still fucking violence and it's still abuse. It's still murder.
That's right.
We got to get with 2022. Like, stop it. These laws have got to be stricter on these perpetrators because they keep getting out to reoffend and kill. So that's the bottom line.
To help some people that are listening, what signs should they look for in the beginning of the relationship? What signs did you see, through your trials and, relationships, that's warning signs that you saw now that you didn't see before?
The trying to cut you off and telling you your friends are looking at me, your friends want me, your parents don't care about you, you shouldn't talk to this person, or you should be wearing that low cut top. You
controlling your dressing. Right.
You're not
my
on
first
display.
Father used to dress me, do my hair, everything, literally.
But you were attracted me. You were attracted to me because I dressed like this. Now you're trying to change me, so they'll try to change you. And listen, I don't have any problem with toning it down for my man, because I don't want him to have to get in a fight if we're out and a bunch of guys are trying to talk to me. It's a respectful thing. But if you're completely just trying to change me off the rip and stop wearing this and trying to dress me with a turtleneck and you know what I'm saying? That's a sign. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I still don't agree with that. I feel like no one's property. I feel like I shouldn't I would never have a fucking curfew. I can fuck at 2 p.m. It don't have to be 2 a.m. Be for real. Okay, I
Hello.
think that's ignorant and stupid. You have to trust me. If we're in a relationship, you have to have trust. And you can't
Exactly.
be insecure. I can't go, oh, why didn't you text me back within an hour? Bitch, because I was fucking busy. Like, I can't do that in a relationship. To me, that reeks too much insecurity. You
But that's
should
another sign
now,
too, when they start asking you,
yes.
"Are you sure you are at work?" Or they'll start calling your job to make sure you're there.
Or
That's
they
another
or they
sign.
actually let me FaceTime me now. Oh hell no! Now I got to keep proving to you. Those are
Oh
warning
yeah,
signs. I
that's
shouldn't have to
major.
prove. How about around the room? Oh my god, I had a few of those, and I'm on the road. I'm like, oh god, I just
Or
can't do that.
they'll start lying and saying, "Well, I heard you fuck this
Right?
guy.
Oh my
This and
god,
this.
yes,
Is this
yes,
true? I heard this about
yes,
you," and just making up
yes,
stories to try to get
yes.
information about you that is totally irrelevant. Even if I did, if it was 10 years ago, why do you care? So they
Right.
can call you all kind of whores now. Like,
Because they're insecure. These
yes,
men and women are very insecure people, and they're not ready for a real relationship, and it
no.
will be toxic. So you have to run the other way, literally. Like, you have to
Yeah, I don't
fucking
care
run.
how good the dick is. I don't care.
No. I mean,
I
never
don't
no dick
care.
ever made me stay. It was never because of the penis. It
I
was
want
never.
the
It was
money.
because,
I'm more
and
about the
it was
money, but the money ain't making
that
me stay
wasn't
either.
me.
No,
No,
no, that
never,
ain't making
never.
me stay
I've been
either.
in a mansion and Bentleys and drove in and wasn't happy, and because of there was no real connection. There was
No,
no spiritual connection. There was no friendship, and everything was okay. But I don't want an okay relationship. I want
I want
something
love.
meaningful. Yeah, I
Yes.
mean those materialistic shit don't fucking love you back. You
Especially with
know.
women like us who have been in the limelight, we're arm candy to a lot of these narcissistic pigs that are just looking for a
Yes.
showpiece. We are property to them. We are
Right.
just something for clout to walk into a room and say, "Oh, my bitch is better than your bitch. Look who
Mhm.
I'm dating." We've been
Right.
that. And
Yeah.
it's sad
I
because they
mean,
treat us like a piece of property. It's sad.
yeah. I mean, I cannot disagree. Which is sad. I cannot disagree. That's why, learning from those two different relationships and relationships in between. I had good relationships in between, but there was always something missing. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to stay in a relationship where I feel empty. I'm now in my life, I am single and at peace with myself. I learned that I need to make me happy, before I can be full and happy with someone else. And
Yeah.
so what I'm looking for is a guy that is happy with his life, that is in tune spiritually, that wants a family because I have a son. So it's a lot of things that need to be added, and that's hard to find nowadays.
That
These
was hopefully raised right, how to treat a woman and to be in tune with your feelings and be sensitive and considerate of you as
amen.
a human and
Amen.
receptive. Not saying he got to be Dr. Phil and counseling you
Right.
every day or whatever like that. But
No, I mean,
if you
I'm
if you're going
over
through
the
something,
pain.
yeah.
Yeah,
If
I'm
you're
over
going
the
through
pain. I
something,
am
just be here
replaceable.
for me. Just be here for
Right.
me
Right.
if
It's
somebody
for each
died and I
other.
need.
I don't think it's just
Yeah.
me. Yeah. I
Exactly.
think it
But
has to go
not
both
just
ways.
ignore me and say deal with it, bitch. Get over it. That's I've heard that too. Get over it. Life's a bitch. Just toughen up. I've heard all that shit from guys. Like,
Right, right.
ew, pig. Like, you know what I'm saying? No.
And now
So
I don't
yeah,
even listen. If they even snap because I said no, I'm not having sex or I'm not meeting up because we had two conversations, boom, blocked, boom, blocked. Like I'm not dealing with any of it. Even if you
any
show
of
me a
it.
little bit, like it's not happening. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna let nobody invade my peace of mind,
No,
my
it's not
because
worth it.
the depression and the abuse, even negative, that energy, it saddens your heart, it makes you weak, it makes you sad, it's so
It killed your
draining. It's so
spirit.
fucking. It really does. Your glow,
Girl, my
and
eyes were
I'll be damned
dead.
if I let that happen.
I was nothing like I look like now. I posted pictures of my face beaten up and stuff on my domestic violence page. My eyes were just literally dead, like
So, what
just
made you
dead.
leave? What was the final thing that you said to yourself? This is it.
Yeah, it wasn't even. I couldn't get him out of here. I wanted him to leave. He was sleeping on my couch. Remember, I said he was paroled here, and he told me, "Bitch, you playing with my fucking freedom. I ain't got nowhere to go. I'll leave when I find a place. When I
Hmm.
got to, not when you say so, bitch." He really tried to take over my house, my car. He wanted my life. He was jealous of me
But
and everything that I
wait,
had.
but if you
He was like a
did you call
bitch.
the cops? Did
So
you do anything? Like did you file a report? And you can
No,
evict that
because I would have
motherfucker.
got fucked up. Are you
Oh,
kidding
okay,
me?
okay.
So
So you
listen,
didn't
so
do
this
that.
is how it
Okay.
happened. So
Okay.
it came to him sleeping in my living room, and I'm in my bed. I'm pretty much trying to avoid him as much as possible. I would spend days out of my own home just to be away from him. I would leave him my car, just anything. Get the fuck, leave me alone. He was such a piece of shit. So anyway, he went out and committed a home invasion robbery. And apparently he went to go rob some guy for some weed and thought he was going to run out with the guy's pounds of weed or whatever. But I guess he didn't realize that there were three. This was in Queens. Three other guys in the basement that came up and beat him down. I heard they beat him with bricks. He had
Karma.
staples in 3 pounds, 3 parts of his head, teeth knocked out. I heard they had to cut his clothes off. So
Jesus.
yeah. So from what I had gotten relayed to me, that he was handcuffed to a bed at a hospital with the police watching him because he had committed a crime. So after the hospital, he was going to jail. So, girl, I swear
Relief.
to God, thank you, God, Jesus. That's when I
Amen.
changed my locks and packed up all his shit. Got his shit out of here, gave it to his cousin in hefty bags. I made sure there was not one motherfucking
Not
toothpick in
even a
here.
fucking, I was about to say, not even a
Nothing.
toothbrush.
I
Right.
fucking changed my locks, and I swear to God, it was like, I swear the whole aura in my house changed. It was like a black
Change.
cloud left.
Yes.
Because I used to pray to God, God, please let this man get hit by a bus. Please, God, please take him
Ugh.
away from my life. Please get rid of him. And look what
I
happened.
never, I never said that. Even though, like, I was, even
Shit,
with my
I
first
did.
baby father, I didn't, and he was super abusive. He mentally fucked me too. He would give me like a knife, a huge fucking knife, and said, "I know you want to stab me. Go ahead, stab me." And even though he put it in my hand, and I was distraught, I still didn't want to stab him. That's not in me, you
Then
know.
you're going to go to jail and be away from your child. Like,
Yeah,
come on.
exactly. And I was like, no, I'm not gonna do that. Even after when he was fighting, I didn't want him, yeah, I want someone to whip his ass to show him what a fucking man was, but I didn't want him to die. No, I didn't. You know what I'm saying? Um, so yeah, they mentally fuck you, and like you said,
Mhm.
ladies, they always use their past, and men too, because women do it too, trying to manipulate. Oh man, I was beat when I was little, or whatever, you know, I was abused sexually, and you know, I couldn't handle it and now I'm fucked up. But you know, then don't go in a relationship if you're not ready for one. And don't take it out on someone that you love or you say you supposedly love. That's no excuse. At a certain age, after 18, 19, 20, at least 22, you have anything that you do, you got to be held accountable. If you hurt
Yeah.
someone, you know, I know it takes time to get over anything that you have, you know, been through when you was little. I get it, but
But, but
it's not make it right for you to injure, hurt, abuse
honestly,
anyone.
teen dating violence is even worse with these kids, because a lot of these kids are going home and seeing their mother getting beat up by multiple
Mm,
boyfriends. The mother got a new boyfriend every other week, coming in to pay the bills, whipping her ass. So these young girls grow up seeing that, and they think that that's acceptable. Same with these young boys. They see their father maybe beating up on women and say, "Oh, well, that's
right.
how I'm going to control my girlfriend." It starts
Well,
early, and that's
it
why I
is.
say
It's either
prevention
or.
is
It's
very
either
important
or.
too.
It's either
Yes.
you are just like your abuser, or you say,
Mhm.
"Fuck
Or
that, I'm
you
gonna
don't
be
wanna be
nothing
like
like."
them. Exactly.
Right.
It could go either way. But a lot of times that's the only example they're getting. That's why they need
Right.
people like us out here in the community to teach them this is not love. This is not,
No.
you can't control another person by hurting them. That's not love.
No.
That's abuse. They just sometimes don't know that. Expect, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? That's all they've
Right.
seen and been conditioned to see. Just
Yeah, and
like I
especially
said, when I
social
grew up,
media.
I thought being called names was no big deal because my mother called us
Right.
the worst names
You
ever.
saw,
Like, I'm
you heard
used
it
to
all.
it.
Right.
And I
Yeah.
was conditioned as a child. So
Right.
I was like, okay, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So, and I still have
Yeah.
a temperament where, I mean, you know what, too, though? Well, you know what kills me, too, with me having, this is a little off topic,
Okay,
me
tell me.
having a domestic violence foundation, with people are always trying me, especially women, when I curse a bitch the fuck out that wants to come for me on, especially on social media, call me all kinds of names. Just because I got my ass beat by a man, bitch, don't think I won't fuck you up because you're not going to
Oh,
disrespect me. They think
okay.
I'm
So
supposed
why
to
are
be
you
Miss
even
Prim and
addressed it?
Proper
So
now
what? So
because
okay.
I
So
get
why
it all
are you
the
even
time.
addressed it? Okay.
I'm sorry. Because I get it all the time because women come for me all the time with Chrissy, you're this and you're that and you're da, 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 da. I will still curse you out. Just because I got beat
Right.
up by a man, don't mean, bitch, you're gonna fucking play with me. Because I
Of
still
course,
love
of
me enough
course.
that I'm
Amen.
gonna stand up for myself and check
Right.
you. So a lot of these women think they can come at me any type of way, condescending, and I'm
Right.
supposed
They
to be Miss
underestimate
Professional.
you because you're pretty and
Just because I've been
you're
through some shit,
sexy.
don't mean, bitch,
But
don't
we
mean
all
you're
do.
gonna
We
talk
all
to
been
me
through
any
some
kind of
shit.
way.
I think they do
Exactly.
that because they people are jealous, envious. I don't know what their reasoning is. They have to be miserable within themselves to spend time
But they do it all day. They do
attacking
it
you
all
on
day.
social media. They do it to me too. I just block and delete. Some things I
I
address
block
and
and
some things
delete
I
too, but I
don't.
get people that come up to me in person and try to talk
Oh,
shit
that's
and
a
try to
different.
and
That's a
question me. And I tell them, honey,
whole different thing now.
but they're
If
like,
they
oh,
come
you're
and talk
supposed to
to
be a
you,
positive person. I thought you were against domestic violence. I said, bitch, this ain't got nothing to do with domestic violence. This is about you talking shit to me right here. This ain't got nothing
oh,
to do
that's
with
different. If they
domestic.
confront me, listen, I live in Florida. So stand your
Exactly.
grounds. And
Exactly.
if I feel some way that you are coming at me and I feel a little aggression, it's
Yeah.
on. It's on and popping. Yeah, for
I'm still
sure.
going to
I mean,
defend myself. But people
of
have that
course.
misconception because you were in an abusive relationship that you're all tender
Really? You
and
think that?
peaceful.
You think
They
that?
think like that, yeah,
Oh.
like you're supposed to be just Miss Tender Soft now, and you can talk to me. It's all love, hun. I understand your
I think
anger.
women that are survivors are warriors. So you got to watch.
Hello,
We're fighters now. So
girl.
I don't see that weak, tender. Oh my God, I didn't want to. No, I don't
No,
see
but
that.
they
I
be
see people
trying
that
it,
been through
honey.
some shit, become warriors and more hard, and be like, okay, motherfucker, it ain't gonna happen again. You got the
Exactly.
wrong motherfucking one. So
Exactly.
yeah, you
So,
gotta.
but
Yeah, no.
from all that though, what I've learned now is really I've educated myself on the different types of abuse: financial, narcissist abuse, emotional, mental, verbal. And now I'm more aware of the red flags when I do date. And I'm not, listen, I don't hate men. I love men. I want to
Right.
get married. I still believe in love because I've had a lot of
Me
great
too.
relationships.
Me too.
So
Me too.
I'm not
Me too.
bitter. I'm not bitter. I
Right.
talk to women all the time. They're like, I don't know how I could ever be with anyone again after what happened to me. I'm like, you can't keep living in the past. It happened. You
That's
can
right.
learn from
Amen.
it and
You
grow.
gotta move forward. You
You
cannot
got to
let the
learn from
abuser
it.
keep abusing you in your present time. You have to let go and forgive for yourself, not
That's when
forgive
he
for them.
wins. That's because he wins.
Yes.
That's when he wins, is when
Yes.
you're lonely you're the old
Yes.
cat lady at 70 because he won and you're still bitter about what he did to you 30 years ago and he done already moved on and living his
Oh,
life.
many times. Right. You know what's so
So
crazy? And even though we're recovered, just like alcoholics, just like, anybody that been through some shit, um, there's triggers. I have triggers like certain sounds, certain smells. I don't know if you get that as well. If
I'm
someone grabs my
PTSD,
neck,
yeah.
when
Yeah.
someone grabs my neck, I'm just like, just certain things trigger me, which is
Yeah.
insane. It brings you back, and I'm over the situation. I forgive. I can speak to them. With a normal conversation without any, anger, without before I couldn't do that. It took time, of course, to
Takes
get
time to
to this
heal.
point. Right. It is. And it's just, we have triggers,
No,
just
it's
like
true.
what
I
I said.
yeah. I
If
do
someone
therapy
says
once a
anything,
week.
I'm just like, holy shit. I don't go
Yeah.
through therapy. I speak to God. So I have a personal relationship with God. I'm not religious. I'm spiritual. And, I speak to him like you and me. And
Yeah.
I went through it, and the crying and the roller coaster, and you have to look back. We have to analyze, why was he in that relationship? Why did I choose this man? Why did I stay so long? You have to analyze so you can get over it. I feel like women need
Exactly.
to, and men need to do that. Why did I choose this woman? What was she giving me? What was I lacking that we have to give ourselves? We
Of
have to
course.
look at every relationship, say, what did he bring to the table? Okay, I liked our friendship, but I wasn't sexually attracted. Okay, I liked him. He was a good family man, but he lacked in other places. So we have to say, okay, what did I like, and then go for the right person that we're compatible. Because usually we're going for the wrong men. Like
Yeah.
literally, that's my downfall.
My
Dating
thing
the
is I've
wrong.
always liked the bad boys and all that, and I've had to learn how to try to open up and to dating different types of men. Not saying that these characteristics can run in anybody. You never know.
Yeah, it's
Like
not a color, it's not a religion. It's just men in general.
exactly.
People try to put like, oh, only black men do this or only white men do this. No, they're men. They're just men with different shades, and
No one
women the
is
same
immune.
way.
Yep,
No,
no one is immune.
abuse is abuse. Abuse doesn't have a color, a
Social
gender.
status and everything.
It does
Rich,
not.
poor,
It does
it
not.
doesn't.
It does not.
Yeah, because
And
I mean, I dated a square dude after that guy, and that guy ended up being a complete. Yeah, like I said, let me try this square dude.
I understand what you said. Yeah.
Trying to
And
switch
what
it
happened
up.
with that? And
Girl,
what?
2 months in, he tells me he did 12 years in prison for murder when he was 16. He brought that out. Now, this man was a complete narcissist. He used to pray over his meal and not curse, all an act. Found out he had a whole girlfriend with her son living in his house in Atlanta the whole time he was with me. His whole family knew about it. They would smile in my face. Complete narcissist. Found out about that, left him alone. A year later, he tried to come back because obviously the girl left him and married someone else. I done forgot about him. It got to the point where he's calling my phone 20, 30 times a day, begging, I can't sleep. I'm going to kill myself. I want you back. I messed up. I said, move on. I'm not even thinking about you. Then it got to the point of after I changed my phone number, he calls the house phone, left a 4-minute message, telling me he's going to break my jaw. Better watch my back. I don't want this smoke with him. All kind of crazy shit. Now, he never put his hands on me. But I said, you know what? I can't deal with this. I want to the police.
Did you relate to him that you went through past trauma?
Oh, yeah. Oh, he knew all about it. And that's what makes it even worse.
Put fear.
That's what makes it even worse is that when you tell someone and they do it even more, again, you're sick. So I went right to the police. That's not
right. When you put yourself out there to your relationship being vulnerable, they take advantage of that too. So you got to be careful, ladies and men, who you put your vulnerability. What do you say? Like you should. This is another fucking sign when they're asking, who do you have sex with? They're mentioning names or, what did you do? What didn't you do? Or if they're
want to
too
throw
much
it in your face.
Yeah, then they're insecure with their sex and they're insecure with this. There's too many insecurities. You can't have a healthy relationship when someone is insecure about everything, your sex life, the way you look, the way you dress, or your career, or the way you love your family. Then those are flags. Those are super flags,
So
or
I had him arrested.
My friend calls me at 2:00 in the morning and something, and she's like, "Why are you calling? You shouldn't be talking at 2. Bitch, I talk at 4, 3, 2. You can't tell me what time." Like those control, those flags. You should let nobody control you in any aspect. That you are not her mother. You are not her. That is not your dad. At a certain age, you are grown. After you move out of your family's house, your mom and dad's house, your grandma, your auntie, whoever you live with, nobody owns you. It shouldn't be a check-in. It should be something that I want to do. If I want to check in, I check in. You should have that trust. I'm definitely not doing that in any relationship. I'm not tolerating that shit. Fuck that shit. Like why didn't you call me? Because I was busy. Like, dude, you should know that we here. If you don't know that, then we're not there.
If you don't trust me, don't be with me. If you don't trust me, don't be with me because I'm not a cheater. I'll leave you before I cheat on you. Like, you're not making me be with you. You're not making me be in a relationship. Like, if I don't want to be in it, I'm not going to make the commitment in the first place. But
it's most of the time the abuser is the one that's cheating and so insecure because they know what they're doing. That's most of the time. The abuser.
Then I found out a whole bunch of other stuff about the other one, which I had gotten a 2-year order of protection, and they arrested him for the night. He never bothered me again, thank God. Even though he just did send a whole paragraph from a fake page on New Year's Eve because I posted a picture with another dude. Oh, you whore. Yes, you fucking whore. You're 50 years old. You're never going to be married. He was using the N-word. He's black. Telling me you need to stop dealing with these N words, but you're a black man telling me I need to stop dealing with other black men. Get your life together.
Yeah, what a weirdo. And how long ago was that relationship with him?
That was a couple years ago.
And he just popped up.
He popped up. Yeah, he popped up a year after it ended, which was a couple years ago. And since I didn't want to be back with him, he wasn't taking that, sending edible arrangements to my house, his niece, all kind of crazy things. That's when I said, you know what, when he made the threats, I recorded it with my cell phone and I went to the police and I got the 2-year order of protection because a lot of people don't know if somebody is a former convicted of a murder, they automatically grant you the order of protection. And then he only spent 1 night in jail, which was fine, but he never bothered me again, thank God. I told him, move on.
That's good to know.
He wasn't even my type. I just was trying something different. He was short, ugly, and he was the square. But I'm like, okay, let me stop getting the hot bad boy types and deal with this dude. And he was worse than the other one. I'm like, oh my God.
It's the insecurity. So he has the short man syndrome. It
The
could be a lot of
Napoleon
things.
complex.
So you,
Yes.
yeah, you need someone that is comfortable with you, and you comfortable. It has to be a mutual thing, and we really got to get to know them before, ladies and men. Don't let people come to your house, know your fucking address of where you live. Give it fucking
Don't let
time.
them pick you up on dates. Nothing.
No,
Meet them at
never.
a public place.
Meet exactly. That is a big
And
no.
ask them, tell them, I need to see a picture of you holding your ID, and you send that to your best friend. I don't care how embarrassed you are to ask him. If he don't want to do it, tell him dates off, bitch. Like, fuck you. Because I'm not playing these fucking games. What kind of games you playing? Oh, you got to see my ID? I would never do anything to you. I'm not crazy. I don't know that.
Right.
Send me your ID, and I send it right to my friend Dawn. Dawn, this is who I'm going to be with, and this is where I'm going to be at. That's it.
You are super. No, that's
Just in
true. We
case.
just have men and women, because I've seen a lot of men get set up with these women that they date, and they get robbed, and
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
it's
Oh,
women
yeah.
are getting crazy out here too. And
Honey, it's the wild, wild west out here now.
yeah,
Every man
it's
for
different.
himself.
It is.
It's
It
very
is. And
different.
dating sucks. And I've tried, honestly, 2 websites, dating websites. It is the worst. Men lie.
is?
Let me tell you, men lie. They lie about their age and their picture, and they're way older than what they say on these
And
sites.
Ray Broker.
Oh my God. Well, not the ones
Bro.
I was on, the 2 sites that I was on, you had to prove your income and you were businessmen. So I wanted to try something different other than industry or, you know, in my line of work. So it was businessmen, doctors, lawyers, that type
I'm
of
on one
thing.
now, but we'll talk about it after because you got to tell me if I'm on a good one or not. When we're done with.
Girl, I mean, they were narcissists. They were cocky, and I have this amount. I don't give a fuck what money. We're trying to have a nice dinner, but they were so arrogant and I hate braggers. That's one thing I hate. What I
Oh.
have is what I drive. My
insecure.
yacht is over here. Who get fuck? What the fuck?
Fuck your yacht.
Here's the pussy. Here's the pussy because you got a yacht. That's your fucking yacht.
Yeah.
Like I'm trying to get
Thank
to know you.
Congratulations
as a person.
on your success. Yeah.
Right.
Like,
It's just they were really cocky. I went on a few and I didn't like it. I hated it. I literally hated it. Even conversation wise. You know, send me a picture. Yo, that's a fucking flag from me. If we're trying to talk or have a conversation and you're saying, I have millions of pictures online. Go Google me, bitch.
Oh, look on Instagram.
Then I'm gonna be cocky and treat you like a fucking groupie. So
exactly.
You gotta come correct with the conversation if you're looking for a relationship. You know, so if you want a real relationship, but you talk like a groupie, I'm gonna treat you like a groupie. Like plain and simple. Doesn't fucking make sense.
Like a picture of what? I send them a picture of my foot. Yeah, I send a picture of my dog. I send a picture of a fucking piece of pizza. They're like, oh, real funny.
Picture of my nose and my nostrils.
Yeah. What kind of picture? I don't know you. Ew.
But that's the conversations now.
Yes.
You know, in our time is that they're so quick. Like, you know, we're gonna, you know, I have a big dick, or it's just the conversation is not. It's not stimulating. It really is not.
A turn off. It's such a turn off. Such a turn
no,
off.
it truly is.
No,
so
you know what I've been dealing with lately is guys. I'll post a friend and guys will start following my friend if I tag her and then try to slide in her DM like, you greasy pig. Like, you can't find any other woman on Instagram, but you got to go after one of my friends who I tag.
What, someone that you dated? Like
someone that I just dated recently that we tried to get back together. He actually fucked one of my ex-coworkers who I tagged recently in a post. Nice girl. She didn't know that me and him dated.
Oh, okay, okay.
You're a pig. But she may have known. I don't know if she knew or not. She may have. But my point is, he knew. He knew.
Exactly.
But like, you're such a scumbag. All the women in the world, you got to go creeping on. We don't even follow each other anymore. You got to go looking on my page for women to prey on. You're a predator to go after. How disrespectful. And then I just broke up with another guy.
I'm over you, and we
I don't even care.
I don't give a fuck what you stick your dick in. I don't
care. But the guy that I was just fucking with, but a guy that I recently was just fucking with a few weeks ago started following one of my hot friends. She's never met him a day in her life, and I said, "Why are you following her? She doesn't know you. What is your problem?" He wouldn't answer me. What kind of angle is that? That's the
But things
games.
like that shouldn't even trigger you. You have to let that go because that's like some high school stuff. So like if I'm dating
And
and he's
he's
following
young. He
50
was
women, 100
31.
women, who cares? You know, who cares?
But you're
That's what I'm
following
saying.
my close friends. Like, are you trying to cause friction? Like, I'm
Well,
not
that's
disrespecting
your
you.
sign to say, that's a red flag for you to say, okay, then I'm not dealing with this man, knowing that we're friends. That's my girlfriend, and you're trying to get close, or and it's like, you need to
Follow
leave.
her.
But
Yeah.
that's your.
But he
You
was
should thank
31 years
God.
old.
But
He's
you should. It doesn't
31.
matter about age
And
because
she
it could be
blocked
40,
him.
50, and
I
still
made her
cute.
block him. I made her block him just to prove a point that,
But still, it shouldn't have to even go that far. And let her do her, let him do her, and you go your way. Because as grown-ups,
yeah,
he can follow whoever he wants. Like
yeah.
again, there's no control. We shouldn't have to tell who should he follow, who should he like,
But
or
I just
who
find
should
it
he talk to.
disrespectful. He wouldn't
It
like
is.
it if he posts with a hot friend and start following the hot friend. He wouldn't have liked it.
I wouldn't care. Literally, I'm one of those. I don't care. Follow you, follow her. I mean, you can look. I don't see nothing wrong with looking and saying, "Wow, she's beautiful. She has a nice breast, or she has a nice ass." Or
I don't know. I
she has,
find it disrespectful.
I don't. That's what social media is. You look, you go,
But
you see
follow
how.
a random bitch. You don't gotta follow one of my friends, and then I gotta ask my friend, was he in your DM? Like, it shouldn't even get to
And
that.
but that it could be anyone. So it shouldn't. Then he's not for you, Mama. He's
He's not
not
for
for
me.
you.
Exactly.
No,
That's
he's not
why
for you.
I blocked
You
him
gotta
and
have that
deleted.
trust. So it doesn't matter how
Yeah.
many females he follows, or you have to have that trust. So then it
My
will
thing
be
is just don't follow my close girlfriends. That's a violation. Follow anybody
no,
else.
no.
You
I don't
found
mind
her
that.
because you seen her in my picture with me. You found her on my page. We've been fucking, and now you're following her. Like, what do you think's going to happen? You think, like, what do you think? Like, I just don't get it. Follow
But
any other
wouldn't you
bitch.
want to know? So if that's a blessing. So if he followed my girl and he fucks her, then, okay, then that's my way out the door. Then you know.
Exactly. But I was even, didn't never even got to that. She blocked him. She didn't even have no idea who he was. I said, can you please unfollow this fool? And that was it. She's like, oh God, what a piece of shit. Who does that? I said, exactly. So she blocked him. I blocked him, and it's over. So, but it's just like, go follow the world, but just don't follow my close girlfriends to try to create some kind of friction, because that's a play on your ego. That's like him following Dawn or something. Like, Dawn
Well,
doesn't know
no,
you.
because Don won't ever look his way. So that's
Exactly.
kind of a testing of your friendship as well. So if your
Yeah,
girlfriend even has conversation with it, your girlfriend is trifling. Hello.
exactly. But she
So
wasn't.
either
She
way,
didn't
you
follow
learn.
him.
I mean, either way,
Exactly.
you win because
I mean,
you
she
end up
blocked him. She
knowing.
wasn't following him, but I noticed he was following her. I'm like, this girl don't know you. Ew.
You're funny.
But he
You're
tried it.
funny.
But he tried it. He tried it. So there's so many things, and that's why it's so hard to date with social media, because this is a whole nother thing with, I don't like a guy leaving heart eyes under a chick's pic if we're in a
Oh
committed
no, you gotta
relationship.
let
Like,
that go.
I
You
can't
gotta
do
let that
that.
go. You gotta let that go. You
You
gotta
can
let that
handle
go.
that. I
That's
can't handle that.
insecurity. Yeah, I can handle that. That doesn't bother me at all. That is, you in a relationship. You complimenting. If I'm at a strip club with my man, I'm like, she's beautiful. You can have a lie down. I'm confident within myself. I
Yes.
know what I bring to the table, who I am. Now, if it gets physical, that's different from touching and kissing, and that's different. But seeing and admiring beauty and liking and giving a compliment, I don't see nothing wrong with that. You just have to be confident within yourself. And if he goes further, then he was never yours.
I
It's
agree.
just,
But I think it's also respecting. Now, if his best friend posts a picture with gray sweatpants on with a big bulging dick, and I put hard eyes under it, he would have a fucking heart attack. I'm sure.
well, it depends what kind of guy you date, if he's secure within himself or not.
I'm sure
I
he
mean,
ain't
that's
gonna
how I
be secure.
feel. I think too many people are insecure. That's why people shouldn't be in relationships. That's
Mm-hmm.
why a lot of people are single or in miserable relationships because the insecurity,
Yeah.
fighting all the time. Did you look at that girl's ass? Did you do like unnecessary arguments?
Yeah, I prefer that they don't leave comments. They could think what they want or like a picture, but when you're leaving heart eyes and shit, that's
Right.
and especially say I know the chick, and then me and her really don't fuck with each other. Oh, girl, her man's on my dick, leaving hard eyes under my shit. I can fuck him
Well, then
anytime.
that man is not yours.
Yours, exactly.
That
It's
man is
not
yeah.
yours. That's the problem. That's why I have a hard time dating with the social media shit, because I'm
Well,
old
I'm saying
fashioned.
if he leaves hard eyes on someone that you hate and he knows that you have a problem with that chick, then
It's
he's
games. It's
doing it to
games.
egg
Yep.
you on. Yeah, exactly, exactly.
It's
But if she's your
games.
friend and he's putting hard eyes as a compliment, it all depends how they deliver it. I truly believe, just like I'd be like, yo, what up, bitch? And you're like, what up? But if someone goes, yo, what up, bitch? And you'd be like, who, what's up? It's a difference.
Exactly.
It's a
Exactly.
different tone. Even the hearts, it's the same. You just got to know your man. You just have to know your
Do we
man.
ever know anyone though? No, we never know anyone in life. Do we ever really? Look at these
We just
ID
got to know
channels.
ourselves. We just got to know ourselves. I think
We have to
that's
know ourselves, and I know what if I tell a man something makes me feel uncomfortable, and you're doing it, and he continues to do it, that means he doesn't respect me. That's period.
right.
Like if I say, baby, this really bothers me when you do that. Do you mind like toning that down or not doing that? Like, you know what I'm saying? It makes me kind of look bad. People know who I am. And if we're dating, they're gonna make fun of me if they see you up under some other bitch's pick. It doesn't look good for me that like we're not that tight and solid in our relationship. And he says, okay, no, I get it. But then if he's like, nah, fuck that shit, I'm gonna keep doing that shit, then I know you don't respect me and you're not my
Right.
man. You're not for me, just like you
Right,
said.
exactly.
You ain't it.
Those are the
So
signs. You have to know your limits, your boundaries. Listen, you don't like hard eyes. So when you're in a relationship, say, listen, hon, this bothers me. And these are my rules. Everybody has different rules. Some people are like open
exactly.
relationships, bring women, not women. It all depends. So you got to find a man for you. I got to find a man for me. My rules are
Exactly.
totally probably different from yours. I'm okay with him looking. I'm that doesn't bother me. I want my
Exactly.
man to be my best friend. I want him to feel
Yes.
comfortable. I want to be
Yes.
me around my man. I
Yes.
want to be me. I don't have to put on a fake front or feel uncomfortable if a nice looking guy I just glance and he's offended. Why can't I? This is people. We're looking. I don't have to be like, oh my God, I can't look. He
Exactly.
feels like I don't want to
No.
live that way. I
God
can't
gave us
fucking live
eyes to
that way.
look. God gave us
Right.
eyes to look. But
But
then
a
it's
lot of
like,
people are
okay,
insecure with that. And that
I
stems
don't
and
mind
then
the
it comes
looking. But when you DMing and leaving hard eyes and shit, I think that's too
right. I
much. I
get
just
you.
think
I
that's,
get you.
you know what I'm
I
saying?
get you.
Damn.
Well,
That's how it starts.
he's the air. Well, yeah,
That's
that's
the
the start
beginning.
of them
He's
being on the
testing the
prowl. They're
temperature.
not
He's testing their temperature.
right. So he,
Hmm.
in his mind, he's single. Hello,
Exactly. So stay
you know.
single, hard eyes.
You're
Yes,
you're
girl.
funny.
Yes.
Well, once
Yes.
again, please tell me about your organization and the website
Yes.
where they can.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's Survive to Thrive Global on Instagram at Survive to Thrive Global, and the website is www.survivetothrivglobal.org. Also, you can find me at Chrissy Monroe, and I also started a whole business this year, serving looks.
Yeah.
Yes, this is my luscious red that I have on. I have to send you some. I have cosmetics, jewelry, lingerie, clothing, a little bit of everything. So I'm building that. Because one thing my abuser too also used to say, you're never going to be shit. You're washed. You're whack. Every milestone and everything that I create and every bit of success that I do, it makes me stronger to realize, you know what, everything that he said I wasn't going to be, I am plus more. So I'm winning. You know what I'm saying? And it's not that I had
Yeah.
to prove it,
Yeah. It's
but
not. You got to do it for yourself, but it's not.
it
Say,
also
oh, look at me.
living well is always the best revenge. That's always the
Right.
best.
Being
So
happy. Being happy. Yeah. Being
so
happy.
my website for the store is www.servinglooks.shop. I have my little cute t-shirts, the Kissy Chrissy logo and
Very
stuff like
nice.
that.
Very nice.
So yeah, I put a lot of work into that. But yes, it was wonderful talking to you. I want to talk to you when
Same
we get off
here.
about the
Yes.
dating sites because I want to know. I want to tell you which one I'm on and maybe if it's not good or not.
Oh, I did too. And I did it in the beginning of actually COVID, like almost 2 years ago, and I gave it up. It was not for me. So yeah, I'll let you
Everybody says
know.
the same thing, but then I meet people. They say, "Oh, I met my wife on a dating site." I'm like,
Yeah,
who
it's good for
knows?
some people, but it's too time consuming and the lack of conversation and the clicking and the swiping. I'm not with all that. I feel like if it's destined, it's destined. We'll meet, and I'm gonna leave it in
Yeah.
God's hands. I'm not going to look for it. My
I'd
king
rather
will
just.
find me. My king will
I'm gonna just
find
work with
me.
my OnlyFans. I'm just working on my OnlyFans. That's better use of my time. I need to start building that back up. So, no, really, because that's more use of my time. I feel like.
Right,
instead of
making
that.
bread. I'm not mad at you at all.
Fuck
I
it,
want to
fuck
thank
it.
Chrissy for coming on Just Glow podcast and spreading your
Yes.
knowledge
Thank you for having
to
me.
women and men, and
Yes.
to let people know it is not okay to be abusive to
Never.
anyone at any
Never.
time. And
Ever.
everybody just stay, just glow. Mwah.
Yes.
I love you
Love
guys. Bye.
you. Thank you. Bye.
You're welcome.